To you by Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, now with events throughout the year.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim-flam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It is Thanksgiving week.
Yay.
Lots of people running around doing errands, doing shopping, getting turkeys, getting pies. And me, I'm here by my lonesome, but now joined by Mike Lubie Lubitz.
Yes, sir.
Along with almost 178,000 members of the Let's Eat South Florida group. This group is growing faster than my waistline. And today we're in for a special treat. It's a Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival edition with one of the many participants, local chefs. I'm going to call him a celebrity chef because he's been well known in this area as a nightclub impresario at one point over at the old Hard Rock Paradise. What would they call that? The whole complex there?
He was there and also at a place I used to frequent every Saturday for like 2 or 3 years called Living Room.
Okay.
Downtown Fort Lauderdale. And Tuan was literally the bartender everyone knew.
And then he helped start the locally renowned chain Fat Boy Sushi, and then he went off to further ventures because Tuan is a very creative guy. And the name of the place that we are sitting in right now is called Miso Japanese Tapas. I always want to rebrand it as Miso Bistro, but Tuan always shoots me down every time. I just like the ring. I think it has a good flow, but Miso Japanese Tapas also has excellent flow. It also has excellent food and a great scene, good vibe, and it is located in the very hip and trendy, I guess this is not technically Flagler Village. This is across the railroad tracks a little bit north, and they call it the Progresso. I don't know if it's Progresso Heights or just Progresso Village. I don't know if they're serving soup or sauce here.
I saw that when I was coming in, and I'm like, Progresso. I'm like, Progressive is my insurance. I'm like,
no, not Progressive.
Don't give me any. I don't.
Flow is not
fine.
Here. Neither are extremely high rates. I can't believe I have Progressive, and I'm set to renew for my next 6 months. And they dropped it a little bit. It went from 50. This is for three cars and 3 drivers, including a 19-year-old. They're just hammering us. $5,400 last 6 months.
Really?
Now they dropped it down to 4,800.
Yeah, mine ain't that bad.
I've had 2 flood total claims, and
you've put on,
and I have a 19-year-old who's never gotten any speeding tickets. But anyway, enough of my problems. It's not Progressive.
It's a Progressive.
But I do have to shop around. Somebody told me you gotta shop. You gotta move around.
I used to. So far, mine are okay. But yes, if your numbers aren't what you want them to be, magically you'll find much cheaper numbers if you shop around. Yes.
Yeah, the numbers are nowhere near where I want to be, whether it's my insurance policies or my blood weight, all these things. But I did a good thing this morning, Lubie, while we're waiting for Tuan to join us because he is preparing some excellent food. And I gotta just let you know, Miso Japanese Tapas, located at 815 Northeast 2nd Avenue, right north of the railroad tracks that cut through along the whole Flagler Village area, where our friend Reno is right across the way. 815 and the Northeast 2nd Avenue, and they have some free parking in front. They also have some paid private lots down the block. Very easy to get to with your GPS. They are now open for lunch. Last time we were here, they just started the lunch service, and now he's also open, I think, Tuesdays. Before, I think it used to be one of those closed on Monday and Tuesdays. Now they're open on Tuesdays, still closed on Mondays, but 6 days a week of great lunch and dinner service here. Very popular spot, really.
Well, the build out's fantastic. The way that we talked about this last time, the mix of art and modern decoration and just the music. There's like the vibe is really like you could just it's chill,
hip.
Relaxed, and yes, hip.
I hate using the words hip and trendy because those are two things I am most decidedly not.
We're not, but Tuan is.
Tuan is. He is. He
just
him and Reno. Talking about
Reno's
like
interesting,
fitting
like-
the space and the environment that you're in. These guys, they crush it down here.
Yep.
And actually, when I came, I dropped by Reno's to pick up the late night pizza and pasta that I shouldn't be eating, but after Friendsgiving, and I was a little short on food.
We did that the other day. We did a dips giving, and it was fun, but the food was dips.
Okay.
And exactly.
That doesn't gonna fill you
that's
up.
the other thing is like my wife didn't do the what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
So
Everybody showed up with a bottle of wine.
It wasn't a lot of repeats. I'll give them that, but it was a lot of cheese-based things, it wasn't a meal to me. So like everyone was good at the end of the night. I made like food at the end of the night because I was starving.
Well, yeah, and that's what happened. But I ran up to Heritage, which is such a close by
That's
my
right there,
new
that
home.
close,
It's
yeah.
great. You just shoot up the tunnel, and there's no traffic. You're there in
jealous.
less than 5 minutes. And lo and behold, who's sitting there? Tuan is there, also like sitting by the pass, and where
Nice.
Reno was expoing and making sure all the plates were looking good. Reno and Tuan, I guess, must have had a. They shut down here at 10. Reno keeps going till 11.
Even on a Sunday night.
On a
wow.
Sunday night, and that's why I was shocked because I ran over there. I figured it was going to be dead. Nobody at the
yeah,
bar. The place is hopping and it's packed. And this is like 10:15, and people are still walking in. And that's one of the beautiful things about Reno. Don't ever let
didn't
anybody
care.
give him a bad rep because he is very hospitable. And he says my opening hours when it says 5 to 11.
Yeah, he said if you get there
It
at
means
like 10:59,
we will seat you and serve you an entire meal if you get in at 10:58 p.m. Which to me, that's beautiful because that's what when you put hours on a door, that means the hours that you can walk in and get seated.
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah, and a
As
lot of
someone
people
who worked in both restaurants and at the mall, that was not my mentality.
Right. No,
Like,
the
workers
workers,
winding down.
they're always wanting to shave the hours off. And then some places post like last seating, if it's open, if it says they're open till 11, but they'll say last seating at 10:30, and that's fair. Just make it clear.
Whatever you say.
Clear communications. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is that both sides, both customers and sometimes the restaurants and operators, they don't communicate clearly with each other.
That's a big problem.
So
with dining.
anyway, I had a busy morning and I'm jacked up already.
I'm
You
proud
can
of
tell
you.
I'm energized because
I
I
love it.
took a beautiful walk of life along Hollywood Beach
Nice.
and Dania Pier with my daughter. Lovely Natalia
Younger
is in
Mayo.
town, a Seminole, suffering through
Yeah,
this.
we're very suffering. We lost another commitment. Yeah, it's been a
horrible
tough
season.
FSU football season, but I'm sure the weather's fantastic up there right now. So she must be
was
enjoying her freshman
brisk.
year.
I'm telling her when she gets back up there, I told her it's going to be in the 30s. You got to bring like one of those Parkers.
Oh no, FSU gets it's not Parkas, but FSU gets cold. Like,
layers.
Like literally, where here we'll have a day of cool. Like FSU, you'll get at night 20s and 30s sometimes. It doesn't sustain, but 20s and 30s, and you'll get during the day like 50s, and it'll be 50 during the
very
day.
pleasant. I like that.
The weather's fantastic.
It was very pleasant along the beach today.
Yeah,
It was a
it's
little
beautiful.
bit warmer, but had a little bit of a sea breeze walking back. It's cool. Did our 4 miles. Defo would be proud of me. Defo couldn't make it with us today, but he'll be back tomorrow when we're at Wicked for the pre-Thanksgiving Things We're Grateful For edition.
Yes.
Might have a special guest tomorrow up at Wicked. One Burger Beast, Seth
Oh,
Gonzalez.
the Beast, really?
I keep
Oh,
telling
he would
him
love that
he's
place.
gotta
That place,
check out Wicked.
They do burgers too, but
They do burgers on the sub, but those cheesesteaks are right
There's
up
all
his
the
alley.
kind of food that the Beast would like.
Beast,
For
I
like
saw Beast
8-year-old.
saw Beast last night. He had a great event. He does this burger club now where they do these kind of like everybody meets who's in his burger club. And I guess the first rule of burger club is you don't talk about burger club.
What do you mean? He wouldn't even tell me what it was.
He
Like
hides the
yesterday, he wouldn't tell me.
location. He doesn't reveal the location until the day of the event. He sends out an email. And it was down at a place called Quinto Sandwiches in Doral. And it was very easy to
How was
get
the
to.
crowd?
It was great. And it was a good crowd. He has about like 30 people. Carlos
wow.
Frias, friend of the show, who took part in yesterday's show, Lunchbox. He was there, and Seth made him work the sandwich press. What do they call that? The planchita?
Oh, plancha.
Plancha. But he was roped into service with the couple that runs Quinto Sandwiches. Good place. It kind of like upscale, good ingredients and some different twists. So instead
it wasn't like what sub though. Like what?
So it's like it's not the
like
no,
press?
it's the press sandwiches,
Okay.
and they do it properly, smushed down
There's the
and
guy.
crispy and buttery. And look, we got Tuan coming in now, but
There
it was
he
a
is.
good time. And they do it twist on a Cuban sandwich where they make like the Miami style Cuban.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the Tampa style Cuban.
Okay.
But instead of using salami, they
Okay.
use kind of like a spicy pepperoni type
Oh,
of
nice.
thing, like a kind of a little bit
And
more
still no
upscale.
mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise down there. That would be a shanda. They did have some different sauces. But meanwhile, all right, forget about all that. That was last night's eating adventure. My life is just, I'm like a
Look
shark.
at
I
this.
just keep moving forward. Food appears in front of me, and I keep eating it. This morning, I had a hectic morning. I went over to Delaware Seafood, Delaware Chicken
Yeah, to
Farm
get
and
your
Seafood
turkey.
Market. And my philosophy when it comes to picking up the birds is basically the early bird gets the bird. Because
get out
it
there
gets
Tuesday.
unbelievably crowded out there at 4191 North State Road 7. Again, I got there about 7:20. They opened at 7 a.m. There was already like a line to get, to start picking up the turkeys, but it moves very fast. And I think it's too late to order your turkey now, but I don't know. Maybe you can walk up there and they have a couple of extra walk-up turkeys. Saw Gene. He was in fine form. Saw Doug Carter. I mean, the man is working. Is he 86 or 84?
He's in his mid-80s.
He's mid-80s, and he is out there bright and bouncy and greeting all the customers. Call him the owner emeritus now. He, is officially no longer the owner, but he doesn't want to retire, which is very admirable. And it's going to be nuts there. They got the Hollywood police working the special detail and all that stuff. So a fun time. Everybody's running around getting their birds. Meanwhile, this man, he joins us now. It gives me great pleasure to reintroduce to the Lunchbox. We've been here before for visits. He is master restaurateur, chef, and micro wrestling enthusiast.
Oh, yeah. You were at micro wrestling too, right?
I was actually going to bring that up the last time I saw you.
That's crazy. You were at micro wrestling too.
That thing was hilarious.
I love that you were
Had
there.
you seen that before? How'd you get dragged into that whole situation?
It feels like a Reno kind of a thing. Like I can't lie.
Yeah, we got a whole crew together. They did it the first time, and then the second time I went with them. So we did like a little pizza tour. Pizza tour.
Like a pizza tour, yeah.
Yeah, we did a pizza
Oh,
tour.
you guys, did you rent a
Pizza
van
crawl?
or something?
Yeah,
You call
we
it pizza crawl. Is that what?
Yeah, we
Reno
rented a
calls it?
van. There was about 10 or 12 of us.
Oh, you did that? Oh, jeez.
And drove all over Miami, Wynwood, and just went into the thing. Was like, all right, give us 6 pies.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, like that.
Yeah,
You guys, that's why I love restaurant people. People look at me like I eat a lot, but these guys, when they go out and they're doing their R&D and checking places out, they make me
You
look
guys
like
put
a
it
piker.
away.
yeah. No, we went to like 8 different places.
Oh my God.
And was like, oh my God. At one point, I was like, guys, I don't know if we can keep doing this. They're like, stop being a
Right,
let's
yeah.
go. And I was
Right.
like, all right, let's go.
And you survived that, but then at the end of the day, they ended up dropping you off at the Lauderdale and what they call micro wrestling now in the PC terminology.
Yeah, that
But
was our
it's-
nightcap.
Little people were wrestling, and they all seem very angry to me, Tuan.
I think my favorite was what was it, Micro Jackson.
Oh, no.
Micro Jackson
He
was
does these
the
little
no.
moves, and he wore the
You're
white
like an old
glove.
school
He was
Mike
the
Jackson?
referee.
Oh, he was the ref.
They call him Micro Jackson.
Yeah, he
Oh
was
my
a Micro
God.
Jackson
And
his
he's-
entertainment
He's
dancing.
moonwalking as he's doing the reffing. He's going, woo-hoo.
Like his moonwalk was like, I took 3 steps and I was past him. He was trying to catch up to me.
Oh, man. A fun
Oh,
time
my
was
God,
had
that's
by
great.
many.
Oh, my
And the
God.
beer is good there, too. Have you hung out at Lauderdale before?
Yeah,
Do you like
we've
that
hung out
place?
there.
Yeah.
Hung out there a few times. It's a great place. You know, they got a lot of beer selection. That was really good.
No, other places.
So
Well, enough
But-
about the shenanigans that night. It's great to be back here. I have not been in here in a while, and
No, for a
I've been
while.
remiss because now I've moved very close by. I've sold my house in Dania Beach. I am now living with the lovely girlfriend Val in Rio Vista. So we're right on the other side of the river, the tunnel. So I should be in here more often to check out what you got going on, because you guys always put out some great dishes. And what do you have in front of us, and what's been going on?
all right. So we literally just launched lunch about 4 or 5 months ago.
I think we were in here right
Yeah.
at the beginning
You
of
had
that.
just
You were
done
in here at the
lunch.
beginning before we launched it. I think it was a weekend before we launched it. Lunch has been doing good, but as ever since pandemic, we can never project what days are busy,
Yeah.
what days are not.
It's very up and down. It's weird. Yeah.
But other than that, I can't complain, knock on wood.
Yeah,
man.
everything's
Bless
And how's
God,
the dinners and the weekends going and all that
The
stuff?
weekends here, highly recommend make a reservation. Or
Oh,
else,
get slammed,
if
okay.
you're walking in here, you're looking about a 30 to 40 minute wait.
That's
for
great.
A
Yeah,
table.
but that's great though.
So
do you take reservations?
yes, we do. We're on Wix. You can go on our website, get the reservation.
Okay. But it's a smaller place, and sometimes it gets packed, and that's always a good sign when they're waiting at the door. And you got, again, it's the, I don't want to say younger crowd. It's a it's a good lively crowd of.
It's a good lively crowd. The people that comes in here definitely enjoys food. They definitely enjoy food, and good feedback from everybody.
That's always good to hear.
So.
And what you got in front of us? This is some of the lunch dinner items?
Some of the lunch items. We do offer a lot of poke bowls because, as you know, I used to have Poke Lolo.
Mm-hmm.
That place shut down because of the landlords, just jacking up rent as
Oh,
usual.
geez, that's not fun.
That's not fun at all. And they told me, hey, why don't you raise your Poke Bowls? And I was like,
because there comes a point.
Yeah, there's comes a point where like
it's a freaking Poke Bowl.
where people
and they're
will not
amazing.
pay above X amount of dollars for food, and I don't know when. And it's a confluence of different things. I mean, the landlords are getting hammered with the insurance and some of the other things, and you guys are getting hammered with rents and also the your insurance that you got to carry and all the other things. It's not easy to be a restaurateur in Florida these days.
No.
But it is easy being me because look at this. You got my favorite.
Oh, that's
That's your favorite. I had to give you this because you haven't been here in a minute. So, I was like,
yeah, you're trying to entice me back, and you're succeeding.
You're doing a good job.
Uni
fishing back in,
This is one of my faves. The
been eating
uni
too much
pasta.
Italian.
Yeah, well, this looks a little Italian to me, but
That's why I figured, like, hey, there's some pasta in there for you.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, right up Mike's alley right there.
Yeah, it is looking good, but yeah, that's the uni pasta. It's great.
Here we got some tuna tacos with wonton shell and using bluefin tuna. A little bit of tuna, regular tuna mixed with a little bit of toro in there, topped off with a cilantro aioli, avocado, and pickled cabbage.
Nice.
And with a wonton shell that, we fry everything. We do everything in-house.
So everything's in house.
And you got the bowl that's got the nice edamame in there and all that.
Call this our spicy Lolo bowl. Comes with you can get it over with rice or mixed greens, or you can do half and half. It all depends on how you're feeling that day. But on this one, I use a Wahoo here, which a lot of people, I don't understand why they don't. A lot of sushi places don't use Wahoo.
I love
it's
Wahoo,
a great
but
fish.
you don't see
Wahoo,
use it for
it's
sushi
funny
things.
because like you said, you don't see a lot of it at sushi joint menus. I think some people think it could be a little bit of a tougher fish, but
no,
it
I
looks
don't think they need
very
to learn
soft.
from you. That
looks pretty
ridiculous.
good. I'm gonna go right in before I.
It's ridiculous.
That looks good. I'm gonna get a little bite of that.
And then on top there, you got the
that's
OG.
great.
No, it's amazing. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And then there we have the OG Liz, which I created back in the day. It was called Miss Liz. And I brought this back over here for lunch. It's basically wrapped in soy paper, tuna, cucumber, avocado, topped off with fried shallots and our kimchi honey on top.
Wow, that's some seriously good stuff. And I see you got all the little topping for the crunch, right? That's
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Holy
I
crap.
went right into that.
That's fantastic.
Beautiful, melt in your mouth.
I want your guys' job.
Yeah. You can come around with us.
You can come whenever you want.
And
You're always a good time.
oh, look at that.
Well, look at this. Oh god.
The man is really after my heart because I
Look at these.
did put in some special
like
requests.
like a ramen kind of a.
I saw some of
these are
these things,
fantastic.
these items on your IG account. And this one, again, I'm a sucker for glass noodles, sweet potato noodles.
Yeah, they're really
And
nice.
this is
I
a
love
Korean
potato
dish, right?
noodles.
It's called
Japchae.
Japchae,
Japchae.
which is what's the protein that looks
So
beautiful
that is
on
a
top?
short rib,
I was gonna say that's like
braised,
short
cooked. Literally, you can use a fork. You don't even need a knife in this. Vegetables in there: carrots, bell peppers, a little onion, scallion, topped off with sesame. It's one of our top sellers in this place.
It looks great. And then of course we got the
That's
the
the
bib-
dish.
what is that? The
That's
kimchi.
my favorite right
Okay.
there. It's a pork belly over rice with the grilled kimchi
Oh wow,
with a fried
Fried egg?
sunny side egg on
sunny
top.
side egg.
you gotta see this, guys.
And
oh yeah, you
I'm
got the
doing the
B-roll
camera. Yeah, I'm
camera.
doing
You
it.
see that?
Well, these are beautiful.
We've upgraded. We now have the B close-up camera,
well, these are
B-roll
beautiful.
camera,
Like, I don't
so
want them
that
to just see from far away. I want them
people
to
can
see all
see
the
the
effort
close-up.
that Tuan and
Did
all
they
this-
get the close-up of the
I did everything. Yeah.
the uni
I did it
sea
before you guys
urchin?
even talked about it. just because
What
I
is
wanted everyone to
the
see
sea urchin du jour? Is it coming in from
This one's came in from Japan.
Japan? So this is the like top
Top
of the line
line.
stuff. Hokkaido.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the uni from Hokkaido, Japan. Of course, sometimes they have Santa Barbara, sometimes Canada. Do you ever use the other ones, or
I
you
do.
try to
I
get
sometimes I use the other one. They don't have the ones from Japan because it all depends on the weather.
Season,
Sometimes,
yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
But here's what's funny: the Japanese people love the stuff from the West Coast.
Oh, really? The
really?
Santa Barbara one is good.
Yeah, it's good.
The Canadian one sometimes tastes a little metallic to me, but I've learned the finer points of uni, and what I've learned about uni is I love uni,
Yeah, it's great.
and yeah, if you give me enough uni, it's many wonderful
You're a
things
happy
happen to
man.
me. It's supposedly an aphrodisiac, and
There
I
you go.
cannot dispute that at this point. But
In that case, I might just eat a box tonight.
in that case,
Go
I
to
might
work.
just move over
Do
here.
work.
I'm gonna move over here and keep this on myself.
I'm gonna go in and have a bite of this now. Do we need? Yeah, let's take our first
Yeah,
break.
then we can
You know,
reset
we've
and
been
talk to
chatting a
Tuan.
while, but we want to catch up with you about. I know last
it's
time
been a
you
while.
talking about you had some other projects on the drawing board because you're a man of many interests, and creative. You're one of those guys that when you set something up like this, you still get a little restless, right? But,
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about all that stuff before we take our first break, Lubie.
Yes.
It's a Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival edition of the Lunchbox.
It is. This gentleman knows them very well.
And I'm going to be seeing Phil and Kate tonight. We're having a little dinner out,
Nice.
taking to the new, I don't know if it's a hot spot, definitely a new polarizing place in town that has been the talk of Let's Eat on different posts. Daniel's
Oh, you're
Steakhouse.
taking him to
Steakhouse.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
we're going to go check out a first full meal there at Daniel's. But Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival coming up right after the holidays. I can't believe it's like only now going
It's
to
not
be
that
like
far.
6 or 7 weeks away. January 13th to the 19th. Intimate dinners all over town, including our man Reno. That's sold out, but plenty of other events, including the 5 signature events, one of which, or maybe
be
a couple
involved,
of
right?
which you'll be involved
Yes.
with. Yeah.
We'll be involved in a few of them.
You did did you do walk and roll?
He
yeah,
did
doing a walk and
roll.
roll this year.
Oh
This
yeah,
year,
you were there with
yeah.
us. You jumped on with us.
Yeah,
Five-
this year I might have a little surprise coming
Okay.
through the walk and roll.
Really?
Oh, good. I like
So,
surprises,
Surprises when they're from
So,
you are
yeah.
great.
especially from when they're talented
when they're
chefs.
Tuan.
That's going to
So,
be
yeah.
good. So again, the walk and roll is on Thursday. The night before that is a cocktail competition
Yep.
on the rooftop. Thursday, walk and roll. Friday, the
Barbecue.
barbecue battle. That's going to be in a new venue that allows for the live fire, open air cooking. They'll be preparing their meats all night long, 24 hours smoking. It's going to be great. Saturday, grand tasting. Sunday, a new brunch event. All those 5 events, if you go online to VLFWF.com.
Yeah, it's right there, but yes, we have
Click on the event, and then if you enter the promo code Lunchbox, that's Lunchbox, like Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already
we have the
low
holidays coming up.
ticket
They're not
price.
that far away. This is a great gift.
Very great stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. Tuan is going to be taking part.
Yeah.
Reno's going to be taking part. All the big guns around town will be there. So don't miss out. VLFoodWine.com right now. Get your tickets today. And don't forget the Lunchbox promo code for extra savings.
This is a Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox live here from Miso Japanese Tapas. That is the name. Mayo can try and change the name all he wants. That is the name, and I think it's a great
Miso
name.
Bistro.
Because it
He's
actually
gonna be
says
so
what it
horny
is.
after he eats that uni pasta in a minute.
And
Well,
on that note, we're going to have more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here from Miso Japanese Tapas after this.
Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. The freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox from Miso Japanese Tapas right here
that
in the
pasta. Holy crap!
Oh my, yeah, I
Velvety,
devoured.
it's rich. It's a word, another luxurious in the mouth. Like the mouthfeel is
Luxury
fantastic.
in the mouth.
Yeah.
like that.
I know he said that before, but I make fun of him a lot of the time when he says weirdo things like that. But the way that feels in your mouth, it actually term's fitting.
It's
I can't
basically
lie.
coating your mouth with luxury, and
It's
the uni
fantastic.
was great
The
because sometimes
consistency is
people say,
ridiculous.
"Oh, uni tastes like wet socks." No, this stuff
No,
is
then
just
where are you going?
the word
Come
is
here.
it's got that beautiful umami,
Yes,
and
that's
then
what I was
you
gonna say.
jazz it up with. You're insane. You put the black truffles on it. What else you got in that bowl?
We throw a little bit. We throw some ikura in there on the bottom, so the ikura gives you like the saltiness. So when
Yes.
you go to mix that up,
And for those who don't know, akura, the big, large, like salmon eggs,
The roe,
salmon
right?
roe.
salmon roll.
And I love the akura because they pop like little boba balls. It's like
Mhm.
having
yeah,
salmon boba in your bowl of uni pasta, which just makes the party all the more fun.
It's funny. It's like everybody talks about this dish, and they're like, "What do you put in there?" I go, "We
Crack.
don't even season it with anything." You know, it's like just letting all the product do its work.
Yes, they
And
all
it
blend
comes
together
out-
really well.
Comes out looking beautiful, like you don't want to disturb it. But then Tuan's like, no, you gotta like stir it
gotta
all up,
Stir it
mash
all
it
in
up,
and get that.
get the
that-
pasta coated with the
It's like a
uni.
carbonara, like
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
mix
that's what
that
it feels
egg in there,
like,
and then you got
Yeah.
it. Just once you mix it all up, it gets you that thickness.
Right, except instead of egg, it's sea urchin gonads. But
Oh,
people
10
don't
times
need
more
to know
expensive, yeah.
exactly what things are that they. Well,
I say there is no
If it tastes
when
good, it
food
tastes good.
tastes that good. I don't care what it is. So
I
it's some people say it's an acquired taste. I say it's one of my
I think it's
favorite
fantastic.
things on earth. And I got you. You wanted some
No, I'm
chopsticks?
good. No,
You
no,
good?
it's all you
Okay.
guys.
No, kudos to you for that dish because that's something that I've
It's
always
fantastic.
harped on. Different Japanese places around town. Some of them, don't have it, but you see that in Japan everywhere. That's very popular.
Oh, it's
dish.
very popular. Yeah, very popular. I mean,
Now-
the only thing we did different was throw it to truffles.
Yep.
That's like a truffle carpaccio.
Yep.
Soaked in olive oil.
It's gorgeous. That's a winner.
And
All right, I'm
it's-
gonna go in now to the tuna
Tuna
taco
tacos.
with the crispy wonton wrapper. This one, I think
Look,
we're gonna go. What's
He's
it
like
called?
I call him. We call him midget tacos.
Micro taco.
Micro
Micro
tacos.
I'm gonna wrestle this one right now. I'm gonna also go ASMR on you, which do you know that like this thing that some of the not influencers, like TikTokers and people on YouTube, where you talk very quietly and you get supposedly it gives people a soothing.
My
effect.
wife loves it. Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go, and then when you like bite into something, and you get a big crunch, but if you talk softly while you do it, some people actually you
Yes,
get a
get
little
aroused,
tingling,
yes.
a tingling sensation, and sometimes it runs down the back of your spine.
What the hell?
Tuan is looking at it
I'm
like,
looking at it, I'm
"What's
like,
going on
I'm
with
waiting
this
to see
guy?"
this.
He's like,
And-
"Took you to freaking-"
I don't know. I can't keep up with these social media anymore.
Default.
There's so many now.
Defo, who's not with us today, he hates when I do this. So
Yes,
I'm
I'm not the
so
biggest
glad
fan of
I'm
it either,
only
to be
going to
honest
do
with
it
you, but-
when he's not present for a show. But what you do is when you speak very softly and you think of very soothing thoughts, and then you say, "Oh, I've got this wonderful tuna and all the good parts of the premium tuna cuts," and then you just take a little bite.
That sounded like a big bite.
Meanwhile, I'm dribbling avocado everywhere. That's delicious. I'm sorry, everybody. Sometimes I like the.
So what are some? So when we were last year, you were just introducing lunch, and Mayo teased before we went to break. You're always working. You're always thinking of the next thing. What are some of the things that you have or will introduce here before we talk about some of the other things you have working?
Well, this place is right now, we changed the menu up a little bit. It's been a year and a half.
Okay.
Just obviously, everybody after a year, revamps their menu a little bit,
Yep.
add some stuff and take some stuff away. But it seems like we weren't taking anything away.
Just
We're
keep
adding
adding.
more
Adding,
because
so you just gotta
every
bigger,
minute
bigger.
was like, all right, do we take this off? It's like, no, everybody orders this. So it's like, okay, now what do we do? So I'm trying to keep my menu limited and not too big because, when you go to a restaurant and that menu is like,
You don't want to be
pages,
overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's overwhelmed.
Stressful. Yep.
I get stressed out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to eat now.
100%.
Like I go there and I'm like, all right, this place has this good thing. And but I start looking at their menu. It's like, oh my God, there's so many things here. Like,
Yep.
I do want to try a few of those things, but at the same time, it's like, it's overwhelming.
Can't try everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the things that you have added, excuse my full mouth, as I tear into this, why can't I remember the name of it? It's called
Japchae.
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 My daughter eats it all the time. She loves it.
Oh, those
She-
glass noodles, amazing. Like even if you make like a soup out of it
Mhm.
and add those glass noodles in there, but just very, very hard to use with the chopstick. I tell you that much.
So, I see this, the japchae is a Korean dish, and this is kind of like the bibimbap or whatever you have. I'm the worst with
bibimbap,
pronoun-
yes.
Yeah, it's, with the runny egg, also Korean, but then you have your sushi, Japanese. So, again, that's
It
why
literally
it's
is
kind of
Asian
like
fusion.
you got the whole, Asian thing going.
Yeah, well, I mean, a couple of our chefs, like so my right hand man Jay, he is Filipino, so we mix a lot of
Right.
Filipino stuff in there. I'm Vietnamese, throwing a little bit of Vietnamese stuff. Like I love cooking with fish sauce,
Yeah.
and fish sauce is now becoming huge.
rage, yeah.
Everybody's starting to understand it. Before you were like fish sauce, no. Smell it, no. Now it's like, hey,
and it has like anchovies in it, right?
yeah, it's
And
got
it's-
anchovies, and they fermented for a very long time in these things. Like when I go to Vietnam, we drive by the fish sauce
Mm.
factory. You can smell it from
Oh, really?
miles
Oh,
away.
wow.
Like miles, like the sriracha factory. Oh my God, if you go outside, your eyes are burning.
And it's
No.
the same thing. Kimchi is also a thing that's a fermented cabbage,
Yes.
and it gives it that. I talk all the time about umami,
Yeah.
which is the sixth favorite flavor profile. But all those fermented dishes really
Yes.
Highlight that, right?
So I used to go get our kimchi at this Korean market
Mhm.
out in Davie.
Mhm.
But now that we have our other chef Erica, who's Korean, her mom and her aunt came down
They do it themselves.
and taught us, like gave us a whole
Really?
class.
Awesome.
Yeah, we spent probably a good 6-7 hours with them and she taught us from start to end. And I tell you what, it was a really good, and gave us her recipe, and the kimchi never tasted any better. I just, and
That's
then
amazing.
to find out I grill it, oh my god, it's a whole different world in there.
I'm gonna have to go in for a hit of that because
She- next time you guys come, if I have this white, so they do a white kimchi too.
Okay.
And the white kimchi, here's what's crazy is that, like, she would tell me, hey, on a day that you're tired or is it hot out there, take some of the kimchi juice, pour it in a cup, pour a little bit of soda water, top it off with ice. Thank you. And top it off with ice and drink it. It's so refreshing.
Oh, wow.
You would never think, but it is refreshing.
Oh,
and
so
I'm
you
just
do
like,
that, okay?
yeah.
it's
And I was
probably
like,
an elixir that also has health benefits. I imagine.
oh, I'm
but
pretty sure. Yeah, anything fermented is always good health benefits, especially when you're
it's like
getting
that
older.
kombucha stuff that my daughter
Yeah.
loves. I can't stand.
I
That,
can't
but-
stand that stuff.
No,
My
but
wife loves kombucha, kimchi, all that. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Kimchi, I'm come around to because kimchi is really good. Kombucha, I can't come around to, but I can. It makes a lot of sense. Like
Yeah.
when they ferment it, it is usually really good for
It's
you.
really good for your gut and everything, especially when you're getting older. It's
Yeah.
guts.
yes, I know about this. I know about all the digestive issues, especially when you go around eating like I do. But
Yeah.
I can't stop eating this stuff because everything I've had, Tuan, I used to be the critic at the Sun Sentinel. We only worked on a 4-star scale. If I was still there, I'd be giving all these dishes 4 stars. I mean, that meat, the uni pasta was fantastic, mind-blowingly good. The wonton crisp the taco, fantastic. I mean, I love the crunch. I love the interior, really high-quality tuna.
Yep.
The chop.
Job trade.
I got a mental
Hey,
block.
listen, it
against
took me
that.
a while to say it too.
The short rib with the glass noodles. That's
Let's just call it that way.
phenomenal. And then this rice bowl with the pork belly and
Pork belly's
the
ridiculous.
kimchi.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure, and I'll get into all of it. I'm not diving in like him just yet, but I had to try a piece. The pork belly is the fat to meat ratio is
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
Because we
and like, oh my god,
like after cooking it, we'll trim off like a quarter, like or more than a little bit, half the fat. Just leave enough.
yeah, I was
Just
gonna say,
let's leave enough in there because it's not fun when you bite in a mouthful of fat.
No, but you need some of it, and
You
it's,
need
it's
some
a
of it,
great,
yeah.
sorry, it's a great combination. And literally every dish here has been fantastic. So you talk about you're trying to weed out dishes. Do you do things seasonally? Because it's funny when we talk to people who do sushi, a lot of time they bring it from all over the place. I like that wahoo is a local fish.
Yeah.
So you're using some at least local fish. What do you do seasonally? Because as we've learned, South Florida, when it comes to food, is very seasonal.
So that's the reason why we try to keep our menu small, and whatever's in season for that, that month or whatever, we try to make specials out of that.
Interesting. Okay.
So, and I love using a lot of local fish out here because then people are familiar with it. Like we use a lot of the snappers out here. They
Nice.
catch grouper is actually another one of my favorite fish too. It's a white fish, and it's either cooked or raw. It's so good.
Yep.
I make it into a ceviche here.
Ooh.
It's just out of this world. Can't complain, can't go wrong when it's in the ceviche and you're using a grouper. I think people kind of mislead about a grouper just because they're bottom feeders and all that, but I think they're a great fish, great to eat.
Talking about a great dish again. This pork belly with the kimchi. That kimchi, you can taste the difference. Then it's like homemade, house made with a family recipe. It's got that little extra kind of touch to it that it's a flavor that is really distinct, and it also goes perfectly with the pork belly and the rice and everything. So job well done, my friend. That
The
is
best thing about that kimchi, when you make it here in South Florida, because our weather, it only needs to be outside for 24 hours.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so
the humidity really kind of cooks it.
Erica's mom's from California. She leaves it outside for like 3 days.
Oh, jeez.
But here it's so hot and the humidity, 24 hours, ready to go the next day.
Nice.
Some good stuff. How much, I guess, the breakdown of what you sell, menu items, like how much sushi compared to some of these beautiful, cooked hot dishes?
it goes up and down. Some days like it's all sushi,
Mm.
and then some days it's all kitchen. You know, and but I think I would think is about, I would say about 60-40 sushi and kitchen.
Okay.
You know,
Right. And again, because of the weather here in Florida being warmer and a lot of people being health conscious and fit, especially
Yeah,
in
the
this
sushi fits
neighborhood.
right in with that.
See a lot of lycra and spandex. There's a yoga studio down the
you got a
block.
yoga, you got a gym right here.
Yeah.
You got a massage place where like half the people come in
You won't
half
see
naked.
me at
walking
any of
around.
those places. I really need to get back to the gym, but I'll start with walking. But New Year's resolution, January.
I mean, you're in Rio
5th.
Vista. It's nice out there, you know.
Actually, January 19th after the food festival. Every year I have to push back my my resolutions and my new diet plan, but we'll see. All right. Before we take our second break, so you said, is there anything on the drawing board with pizza again? I missed it. Like at
you're
one
trying to
point
do
you were
pizza.
talking to do a
Well, so right now I'm working on a bar, which is in Flagler Village too. It's literally probably about, what do you guys say, 100 yards
Yeah,
from 100 yards from Miso.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Citizens Park. Everything's built out of containers, open air concept. We'll have two food components in there and another restaurant, which we partner up with the small sidewalk bottles.
bottle shop. Yeah.
Bottle shop, David.
Yeah, great.
He would be at the
I gotta
Food and
jump
Wine.
by there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're opening up a little restaurant in there too. So they're gonna be like, I think it's like he said, Asian influence with a lot of like Spanish.
Mhm.
So it'll be a nice little touch to that. We're looking to launch in February. If everything goes well with the city. You guys know how that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
March the latest, but keeping my fingers
you
crossed.
want to get open for March and all the spring breakers.
Yeah.
And all the St. Patty's Day. That March is the biggest month in South Florida for restaurants, right?
Yeah, March. I would say March. Yeah, it's big, but then bars and stuff like that, it's huge for when the spring break comes around.
All right. Well, best of luck. I hope everything goes smoothly on that end, and I can't wait because
that's a nice.
It's funny, you got the railroad tracks that kind of intersect the
apart.
two neighborhoods, Progresso and then Flagler Village, and that side where Reno is. I don't know if you like hanging out there anymore. I still like, of course, Reno is the best, but Glitch Bar and some of the other things that have popped up over there, it's all great, and it brings more people when there's more things. So that's, I guess, what
the whole things that we're trying to do is like, even Reno's and I were both like, talking to people, like especially, family owned or mama and papa restaurants, like, hey, come over this area because we want to curate this area. We want to put good things there.
Yeah.
Our buddy Larry is looking to come in here, doing pizza. Couple buddies that, there's a sports bar they want to build over here too. So just trying to bring more stuff to this area. I think it'll be great. This area, I think, is the next upcoming.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, there's a lot, and the stuff that you guys have built, heritage, Miso, Japanese tapas, are like definitely tentpole places, like legit places that will draw people in and of itself. Yeah. So the more places you have out here, the more people will be here.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like the only two restaurants is me and Reno, Heritage and Miso. Right now, we both share a clientele that goes 1 week's over there, 1 week's over here, and. I would hop in there, after my rush, you'd run over there and I see the same people that I would see here.
Right.
So,
and sometimes you see me at both on the same night.
Yeah.
Not lately, but I think coming up soon, I might be.
Well, now that you're living down the street.
I know. I do have to come in here and hit that uni pasta much more because that is just so good. All right, I've lost track of everything, Lubie. I don't know if it's all the endorphins from the uni pasta or if it's from taking a walk this morning and doing 4 miles. My body's not used to that. Or maybe it's my new medication regimen. I don't know what it is, but is it time for the second break?
Yeah, of course. We talked a little bit about Thanksgiving with Tuan off the air, and he was telling us some of the things he's thinking of doing. Are you guys closed Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we're closed for Thanksgiving. We close 2 days out of a year.
Okay, so Thanksgiving, Christmas.
So Thanksgiving and Christmas
Day, Thanksgiving Day. It's a good time to give the staff a break. And you said all your family's in California, but you still have friends and you make the rounds on Thanksgiving.
Still friends, make the round, go to, a friend's house, say hi, have a couple drinks, eat here and there, But other than that, I think, Thanksgiving is always fun. Just, spending time with family and friends,
It's the best holiday because you don't have to buy gifts. You don't have to go to any kind of religious ceremonies or do anything. You just have to show up,
and drink,
drink, watch football, and hopefully not get into any fist fights with relatives that you might not get along with. But we love Thanksgiving, and we are very appreciative and thankful for all our sponsors on the Lunchbox. So let me give a quick rundown before we take that second break of some of the options out there. Tropical Acres, not one of the options because they're fully booked for Thanksgiving, but you can go in there on Friday or Saturday, Black Friday or the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and get a full great steak dinner. The Twin Lobster special is now over for the year, but they do have great fish, local fish, and stone crabs available. And today is Tuesday, half price wine night at Tropical Acres, and they are open for Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, and you can make your reservations now. It is not full, but getting close for Christmas Day. Give them a call, 954-989-2500. That's 2500 Griffin Road in Old Fort Lauderdale, Dania Beach. They've been in business 75 years. We love Tropical Acres. And then, of course, we got some other options. If you want to do the grab-and-go pickup thing, our friends Brad and Dave at Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea. I know they were doing a pre-order pickup Thanksgiving turkey with all the trimmings and fixins and side dishes. You could give them a call or just go online to get more information. Batch New Southern Kitchen right down the block here. They're doing their fried turkey dinner to go, and that's a great option for people who don't want to cook but are going to have people over and watching the football games. What you do is you go onto their website, southernkitchen.com, click on the fried turkey dinner tab, and it'll give you a full rundown of it's for serving 8 to 10 people. And you pick it up, I think, between like 11
and 3.
11 and 3.
Then they're going to have dinner service at 4.
The Fort Lauderdale location right here at 525 North Federal Highway. Pick it up between 11 and 3. Boom, you've got your hot turkey.
Feed 8 to 10 people.
And again, the macaroni and cheese they have is fantastic. Nice. Have you been in the Batch at all for their brunch? It's not Hatch, but Batch. It's a Southern Kitchen on Federal Highway across from where actually
Brass
Taco
Tap
Crust
used to be over there.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Right where Brass Tap.
No, I haven't been there. Only place I've been is here and home.
Okay. And Reno's.
And Reno's. And Heritage.
And Micro Wrestling. We see that too.
I'm at the next Micro Wrestling.
All right.
You guys will catch me there.
And finally,
you're doing it yourself. You said we're not
at
the limit yet.
What?
We're getting there, or you were today.
Oh, Delaware Chicken and Seafood Farm. For do-it-yourself. Go in there, grab a turkey. At least they'll have the turkey breast that you could cook if you're just 1 or 2 people. That's always a good option. That's in Hollywood, 4191 North State Road 7. It's been there for over 60 years. I love Delaware Chicken and Seafood. That's for the people who are doing Turkey Day the old-fashioned way, cooking it yourself. I hope you have some help to clean up. All right, that's it. That's the rundown.
There you go.
Thank you. And let's take our second break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about the happenings here at Miso Japanese Tapas with Tuan.
Is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Oh, caught me. I almost was licking.
Are you going to lick
Almost
the plate?
licking the plate. You can see.
Are you kidding me?
Clean Plate Club.
Man.
No, I'm not kidding.
I don't have to
I'm like
wash it
Mayo.
afterwards.
You might have to triple wash it afterwards. Man, I can't believe how much I'm digging all this food. So flavorful. I mean, the
Everything is just
short
not only-
rib with the glass noodles, the pork belly with the kimchi, the uni pasta bowl. I think you licked that bowl. I don't see anything left there.
Oh, he
The-
used
oh
the
no, the
bowl.
uni, and I was using that for other food, like just to get the row that was left. Like
It's all great, and it's all right here at Miso Japanese Tapas. Come on by again, 815 Northeast 2nd Avenue in Fort Lauderdale, and we're with Tuan, and we were talking a little bit during the break. Some of the other new restaurants around town. Definitely, it's the season, and people are rushing to completion and get open. And the Mai Kai, I asked if you were a fan of it. I'm not going to get in there for a little bit. It seems a little
it's
bit
open now. Though
disorganized.
someone was saying it is
They're
open.
doing like they did this kind of little bit of a soft opening, but again, it's a beloved place, tiki culture with all the Polynesian theme, the dancers, the drinks, the cocktails. Did you hang out much there?
So I went there before when they, before they did all the renovation and everything, but I haven't gone back yet. Like you said, just waiting for all that craziness to stop and relax, and then because everybody's just
they're all
something's
dying to
opening.
get
They're
in.
dying to get in.
Everybody loves the shiny new toys here. I don't know
100%.
why. All I know is that I'm looking forward to getting back, and I also am prepared that when you have a place that's been closed and now has a new owner, and they've sunk, I've heard anywhere from like $13 million to do the rebuild.
Oh, God.
That they have to recoup it a little
They have
bit.
to get it back. Yeah.
So I don't think you're going to be seeing many $8 drinks there. It's going to be more on the upper end, but that's one of those occasion places where you
Yes.
go with a group and you kind of
Tourists,
just let
things
yourself
of that
go.
nature. Yep.
See
You're also
the-
paying for a show too.
And it's a
you know.
show. It's a night. It's an event.
The only other place I know that gives out shows, Heritage.
Reno's pissed.
Free shows.
It's about
And
that,
but the mic, I'm going to wait a little bit, but it's nice to have, some of these iconic places. Again, Transworld Business Brokers, one of our new sponsors, and, they helped the facilitate bringing the new owner in from Miami, but also the old ownership is remaining and keeping these places going that have been, around a while. I do
Yes.
like to see that. Yeah.
That's definitely a staple sign. Like, you people come in, they hear about it,
Yeah.
But the place I drove by, it looks gorgeous.
Looks nice.
They
It
look,
looks good. They're
I
real.
mean,
Still,
they definitely did a new roof because that
Yes.
roof was
it
it was
was
getting
shot.
ready. Yeah, it was getting ready. I didn't know. Every time, like, where do you want to sit? I look at the roof first. I'm like, all right,
Where
let's
is there
look
not a
over
hole?
here. Yeah,
It reminded me of the old Orange Bowl before they knocked it down. It was very scary in there because as a media
I
member,
creaked.
we would be like when the games were over, we would be on the field, but then we would come walking out to the locker rooms, and we'd be underneath all these old seats, and all kinds of liquids were dripping down from the ceiling, and you didn't exactly. So that, in the same vein, it's freshening that it's deserved, and wish them well. Going to get in there, and I'm not going to start slamming it on the group. It's too early, folks. But
No.
that's as a restaurateur, and again, you got some new concepts coming. This place, it's still relatively in its
New-ish.
infancy.
How hard is that where people come in from day one and yeah, you're charging money from day one, but where they just come online and just say, this place is terrible. They're so disorganized. They didn't know.
Well, that's the thing that what people don't understand is like, that's why we do as restaurateurs, we open new restaurant, we do a soft opening. So let's explain a soft opening for people, right? Basic soft opening is like, hey guys, let us open the door. Let's iron out all the creases that we need, see what the problems are. So yes, you're gonna have problems on the soft opening, this and that. Things might not run as smooth as you want because nothing ever runs smooth in a restaurant. Some equipment break, this, that, or somebody doesn't show up. But overall, it's a soft opening. So I do highly suggest that if you go to a soft opening, if you have something bad to say, keep it to yourself.
Be a little bit softer.
Be a little bit softer. Obviously give them a second chance.
Give them time. I mean, that's the thing. When I was a professional critic for the newspaper, I wouldn't even set foot in a place for 4 weeks to 8 weeks. I wouldn't have a first meal until 2 months in, and I wouldn't write a review until like 2 or 3 months in, because you got to let them find their footing, and people were tweaking their prices and some of the dishes.
Some of the dishes, you tweak this, you tweak that. You add this, you add that, you take this away, and give them a chance. That's all I'm saying is like give them a chance.
We live in very unforgiving and impatient times. I wish that like some of the bigger crowdsource review thing, whether it's Open Table or the Y Word. I don't even like saying the name of that site. I don't like them so much.
I know what you were saying. Don't even say it.
Okay. Yeah. But I wish they would put a moratorium that don't even allow any kind of star posted reviews for the first month the place is open. And then, kind of open the floodgates and let people start commenting on it, just to give you guys a chance to get direct feedback from the customers, which is the way it should be. Where if you say, I think this dish is a little expensive for what you get, and then you can also modify some things. Always talk to the people at the restaurant before going on social media and just flaming away. But this is the world we live in. The good part about the group Let's Eat South Florida, where we are right now, is that
you go back and forth.
Other people can kind of chime in, and my favorite is when somebody comes on and slams the Mai Kai on the first week that is open, and I say, "And how long has it been open again?" And they'll say, "Well, it's like the first week."
3 days.
Like, okay,
give them a break.
Yeah,
guys. If you never worked or been in a restaurant business or owned or in that. There's a lot of process that goes through this, not everything runs smooth the first day,
No.
And give them a break, give them a chance. And, you don't have nothing nice to say. Like I say, keep it to yourself and then come back later. Then go ahead and say, hey, give them a review, an honest review of what you think.
Yeah.
What is because it's something, and I know we love Reno and make fun of Reno because he's very honest, but it's only when people
comes back.
It's only when people are jerks and they don't give him a chance to fix it. It's not that. People have the misconception of, well, if you go against what he thinks. No, it's actually not that at all. If you have an issue, he wants to know it there and give him an opportunity to fix it. It's those people that don't do that he takes umbrage
with. It's people who are rude.
Issue with. But let me ask you, what is because what I've learned from restaurateurs is they actually embrace Let's Eat. They actually don't mind negative feedback, but they want it to be constructive feedback, not negative feedback. Like, I like this. This wasn't my favorite part, but I could see what they were going for. Maybe they, and do it in person even. Do look, Tuan, everything's great. This was a little off, because it gives you a chance to fix it on the fly on a freaking website 2 weeks later. There's nothing you can do about it.
I tell people to come here. I would go to every single table, say hi, introduce myself, ask them how was it. Like, listen, if you have a bad feedback, let me know. Yep. Let me see if I can fix it. Or, maybe it's not to your liking, but it's to somebody else's liking.
Yes.
Somebody else might like it this way. You might not like it this way.
Food
but
is subjective.
At the same time, it's like you come in, if you order that dish and just say, hey, maybe don't fry it this long, or don't add salt,
don't
no
make
gluten,
it as salty.
because I'm gluten free. I like to go to, places like, hey guys, I'm gluten free. Please, can you make this? But, obviously I'm not. I'm just joking about that. But,
So I have some constructive criticism now, if you're able to take it. Have you ever considered doing the never ending uni pasta bowl?
I think we should do something like that,
It's like the all you can eat stone crabs. Yeah, just charge me $150 and I'll just keep downing
just keep going at it.
Oh man, it's so much fun.
And it's just, but also, like, going back to that, but if you're gonna give somebody a review, like, if you go on our website and you go to Google, whatever, we have 4 or 5 stars reviews throughout there.
Yeah.
But once in a while we'll get that 1 star, 2 star. Like we had one that's just 2 star and just goes 2 star. Did not say a word.
Oh, see, that's annoying.
That doesn't tell
what are you
you
gonna do
anything.
with that?
Yeah. So then we respond back, hey, did you dine in here? This and that. What was not to your liking? Maybe we can fix this and that.
Yeah.
Was it the service?
Good for
Was
you,
it
though.
the
I appreciate
food?
that.
But then the response was no. No.
And those
Okay,
people.
great.
Then don't say anything. Then
I don't want to
That's
say
just dumb, then.
screw them, but screw them because they're not in the game to help you. Look, people say, "Oh, well, I shouldn't. I'm not in business to run their business."
That's
No, but
fine.
you're in business to maybe just give a full, critique in a detailed manner. And that's another thing I do in the group. Is somebody just comes on and says the service sucked.
What does
like,
that mean?
What does that mean? But did the server not come at the beginning? Did they never check back on you? What
give
made
you water?
it?
Like what was the reason why they suck?
Yeah,
Yes.
describe things.
Describe it. Explain
Well,
it
this
to
is
us.
someone's livelihood. Not only someone, it's a whole group of people's livelihood.
Yep.
And again, it's not that you can't make a mistake. We all make mistakes. It's give them a chance to fix it at least.
Yep.
Or like Tuan was saying, say nothing then. You know what? Like if you're gonna complain, that I don't have a problem with it, but do constructively. Do something where people can use it to their benefit and your benefit. Look, it's not my job to run your restaurant, fine. But if I'm going to say something, might as well make it worthwhile. What the hell is the point to talk just to talk?
Yeah, the other person gave us thing and said, "Oh, there was kids banging on the door," and I'm like, "I can't help it. That's outside."
Oh my God, from outside?
Yeah, from outside. And then she said that.
What's wrong with you, Tuan? Why don't you just shoot the kids?
Yeah,
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna
on
tell these kids, "Hey guys, go play somewhere else." I want to be like that old man that sits in front of his yard when school's out, telling the kids, "Do not step on my grass." And,
Haven't you heard of the stand your ground law? You could just like shoot them. Then they're impeding on your livelihood. Self defense. I said that.
She said my music was shitty, and I go,
What
I
does that
responded
mean?
back.
I
I
don't know
go,
what that means.
shitty. I go,
What does that have to do with anything?
What is that? What is the shitty music?
It's like next time come in and make a request. Ask us to
There
put on
you
the whatever Spotify channel
Your
makes
music's
you
very,
You
in the middle. It's just,
I mean,
there, background
yeah,
noise.
there's,
Like,
going back to one of our good friends, Reno goes, yeah, he goes to shitty music. Boom, 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 boom,
Right.
boom.
yeah, you're not jamming EDM.
But we're not
like,
jamming EDM. And
It's
listen,
very quiet. It's
It's
nice.
very quiet. It's nice. You can speak to each other. I responded back. I go, have you been to Miami lately?
Yeah, jeez.
Like, what music are you looking for? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, what music do you want me to
house?
play? I'll play? Maybe next time I'll play some Japanese music. She might say, "Oh, I don't understand the music."
no, for
Right.
sure. They're going to complain about something.
I'm not even gonna understand it myself too. But
Can't please all the people all the time. And a wise man once told me, "Don't pay attention to your reviews. Pay attention to your register,
You're registered.
because that's where the real talking is
Yeah.
done." And here at Miso Japanese Tapas, you can find just
The
great
food's
food.
fantastic. I mean,
and great vibe. I just wish you continued success. We got to do one
yes,
more break,
One more
right?
break, yes, sir.
Oh, and I do have one question for you after the break. I buried the lead today, Lubie. We'll talk more about
We're
that.
still here. He
Well,
seems to have
after
time
this
for us.
break. Oh, before we do the break, one last word about a newish place. It opens up in May in Plantation. So if you're living kind of
If you are
further
west
on the
of my
west
world,
side, University Drive, Burton's. We were in there
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. I'm so impressed.
Fantastic.
For a chain, they really do a bang up job on some really good, creative, house made food.
Yep.
Very mindful of allergies. And they
Well, you were joking about gluten. They literally will make everything gluten free.
They have an entire gluten free menu.
which
They're
is cool.
very sensitive to that, and love their burger. Love their short rib grilled cheese sandwich. That's a winner.
The food was fantastic.
All kinds of good happy hour.
Service was
They
great.
have, with the holidays coming up, gift cards are available, and they also have if you want to have private dining or any kind of holiday parties, just give them a call or go onto the website at burtonsgrill.com. They have locations in Boca Raton and the new one in Plantation, 1003 South University Drive, right south of the Fountains Plaza. It's in where the LA Fitness is. Great place. Lunch, dinner, weekend brunch. Burton's. It's Lunchbox approved.
More Mike Mayo's Lunchbox from here on a Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival Tuesday at Miso Japanese Tapas. More after this.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking in a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to BashSouthernKitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, talking about some local eateries. J&C Oyster in Hollywood, they do a great job with
they do a great
food.
job.
And Raheem, Chef Raheem, who's been renamed the executive chef for all the Q restaurants, not just in the one in Wynwood, which he helmed the kitchen for a while, but all of them. I guess they got one in Mexico City and New York or Vegas. But Raheem is still involved with J&C Oyster, and we love J&C. We helped, them with their opening months. You've been in there, or yes or no?
I've been there a handful of times.
All right. The red crab, the curry red crab,
Yeah, curry red crab
rice is a great dish.
It's a cornbread dessert.
Yeah, the fried chicken.
The fried
of course.
chicken
Fried
out
chicken's
of control.
fantastic.
And
I took
again,
that home and it was still crispy.
Yeah, it's good.
but I was
It's really
telling
good.
these guys that after the Gulfstream Italian taste at the track event, we went downstairs. We were hanging out by the winter circle, me and my little crew, and ran into Raheem there at
That's
the
so funny.
track.
He wasn't lying. He does
He
like the
loves
horses.
the races, and he says, "I don't even bet." He loves
bet at
the
all.
animals. He doesn't bet, but he's already told us on an edition of the Lunchbox
Oh, he
that
would be a trainer.
if he wasn't a chef, he would be a thoroughbred
He's
horse
a trainer, not owner. Trainer.
Right. And he was hanging out with a trainer, and he goes up to the up at Palm Meadows where all the top-notch outfits keep their young prospects and do the training track up there. But yeah, loved seeing Raheem. He loves the horses. He wasn't kidding. He was just hanging out,
Oh, that's
watching the
cool.
races.
What a good dude.
And glad to see him. Again, he's firing on all cylinders. A guy who's just so talented. It's great. All right, I buried the lead.
Okay.
Lubie on the show yesterday. We were at home. He found a McRib at a McDonald's near him. Let me ask you, Tuan, have you ever eaten a McRib?
No, I haven't not had a McRib yet.
Ever?
Is that one of their new items?
No, that's funny. Good
okay.
for you.
So here's the thing. I'm
You don't even
glad
know what it is.
ignorance
You've
is
never heard of
bliss.
McRib.
Ignorance is definitely bliss. McRib is this cult item that McDonald's rolls out once a year for like usually 3 or 4 weeks. They kind of
kind of hid it from the public, and for good reason. I mean, basically, it has been at some McDonald's that came out yesterday, basically, and Lubie found one. Then before I went out to the Burger Beast event down in Doral, I ran into a McDonald's on 41st Street in Doral. Went it, into the drive-thru, and sure enough, they had a McRib. It is the single worst food product you could ever imagine, Tuan.
I thought you guys were going to say it's fabulous.
No,
he hates
because
it.
I was literally going to go grab,
No,
go see if they have one over
Don't
here.
get a McRib.
No, don't do it.
Don't.
Well, you know what?
You can try it. It's not good.
I'll tell everybody. You can
I don't
try
hate it like
anything.
he does. I finished mine, whereas I think he threw his out. But it's not good. I don't know what they don't like. Even when you look up what is the meat, they still don't explain.
It says reconfigured
reconstituted pork product.
They apparently they
is what they call it.
reshape.
Yes, I know exactly.
It's not like any meat.
And the barbecue sauce is so thick. Like I was eating it on our show yesterday, and I had to use a napkin per bite, a whole napkin per bite, because the barbecue sauce was so thick. I'm like, I like barbecue sauce, but this, I don't know what material this is, and it's like literally gloppy. And this is something that like people like fawn over. Like people love this thing. So it's good for you that you've never even heard of it.
No, I've gone to McDonald's multiple times, especially when you're hungover.
I was gonna say
McDonald's is great when you're hungover.
All right, this I'm showing. I posted about my McRib experience. Nobody can see it, but you can see it. What does this look appealing to you? This is the
No.
They cover it with this horrible sticky sweet barbecue sauce, and then some chopped onions and some pickles.
For some
but this
reason.
is what the McRib looks like, and it's one of those things.
They even got a unique box in there too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
I wouldn't even think that's
box.
a McDonald's box. Like it's
Look, some people swear by it, and I swear at it. I hadn't had one in 3 years. I did it for when we first started this as a radio show and didn't have the video component. But a few years back, I tried it. It was the first time I had ever had one, and it was the grossest thing ever. I immediately turned green and threw the box across the radio
go get one
studio.
today. I'm gonna post on. I'm gonna post on the website today.
That's
$5.79.
We at least told you. So maybe, actually, if someone tells you it's the worst thing ever, maybe it's better than that, I guess.
So I posted about it last night when I got home. Got 370 comments.
Yeah, because everyone has
and about like 30,000 views of people just up in arms and like, well, I don't know. This is part of the fun of food, though.
Here's what's my question is like, you got the McDonald's in Japan, you got McDonald's in there, but then they serve totally different,
very different things.
Different things
I was in
than we do.
Thailand. It was very different.
Some of them
It was
serve
way
real
better,
food,
actually. It was
too.
way
They
better. I was
actually
going to say the
serve real
quality
meat.
was way better.
They have rules about that in
Yeah.
Europe and Japan.
Morocco was way better. Yeah, I've eaten in multiple countries, and it's way better than when you
Oh
eat
my goodness.
And I'm going to Vietnam next year. I'm gonna try
You'll
it out.
try it. Yeah, you got to try it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm so glad that my life entails sometimes eating a couple of bites of that, which reminds me like
what this
how
is.
great the rest of the
Our day is.
orbit that the company and I keep. The food here is. I mean, to go
Fantastic.
from that to this
It's
is
a big,
really
big
like
upgrade.
climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, no.
in 12 hours.
We gotta bring our boy back, and I think I think you called it last time, and him and I kind of chit chat about it. Kui, from
Oh, you
Kaizen.
and
Oh,
Kui would be a
yeah.
great
Silence of the Lambs.
I think
Both
we're-
of you
yeah.
last name
Silence of the
Lamb.
Lamb. I think we're gonna
Have to do a tuna.
maybe after the holidays here, after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
give him a
Kui
call.
is
That'd
going
be
to be
so
going
great.
away for a couple months. He has some family in Vietnam that needs him, so he's going to take a much needed break for like actually a couple
Good
of
for
months.
him.
But he's got a good crew in there running the show at Kaizen. And but yeah, when he gets back, I look
Yeah, that
forward
would
to
be
it.
really
Especially that'd be
cool.
good for like a
Like a special dinner.
springtime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something heading into the summer, the long hot summer. Definitely can use some good
The great seafood
tuna
dishes.
sushi battle or something. All
Yeah,
right.
no, definitely.
Tuan, thanks so
Well,
much.
thank you for
Well,
doing
thank
this.
you guys
The
for coming out here.
hospitality,
Appreciate
the
it.
food,
man.
the vibe, all incredible as usual. And I'm just in a great holiday frame of
Well, it's
mind.
hard not to be.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean, listen, we got great weather right now too.
Yes, sir.
It actually feels like
We're almost getting to winter.
This is
No.
why we all live here. So good. All right, Miso Japanese Tapas. Come check it out
This
if you
place is
haven't been here.
fantastic. I need to bring my wife. I keep forgetting.
Really
to bring my
good.
wife.
815 Northeast 2nd Avenue in Fort Lauderdale, right in they call it the Progresso Village, right across from Flagler Village. railroad tracks running right across. All right. Tomorrow we're going to be at
cheesesteaks.
Wicked Cheesesteaks across from Holy Cross Hospital, which I might be needing soon. But we'll be
Just
there with
walking away
Brian.
right across the street when you're done.
100%.
And until then, everybody enjoy every sushi, enjoy every uni pasta, and enjoy every sandwich.